Hi, my name is Misty Adoniou and I'm sitting here in the Centre for Australian Children's Literature at the University of Canberra, which is where I teach as well. And I'm introducing my new book called Spelling It Out, How Words Work and How to Teach Them. It's a book for parents, teachers, parents who homeschool their kids, adults who'd like to be better at spelling. And it explains what we've been getting wrong with spelling, how we've treated it as a random, chaotic system, where in actual fact it's a very systematic system, the English spelling system. And it explains how words work and gives you interesting histories and stories behind words. I hope you enjoy reading it. I was a teacher for many years, and then when I came to work in teacher education, I found I'm spending a lot of time in other teachers' classrooms. And while I see a lot of very excellent, innovative and engaging teaching around reading and writing, I can't say that I see the same for spelling. I think people don't know how to teach spelling in interesting and engaging ways. So I decided to write a book about it. I think people tend to think of English spelling as random and chaotic. Why are words spelled that way? They don't seem to make any sense at all. But in fact, spelling in English is quite systematic, and every word is an interesting little treasure chest. If you unpack it and you find the system behind it, suddenly spelling moves from beyond having to memorize letters to actually understanding how the words work, what the words mean. So spelling can be a way to improve vocabulary development, can do many other things than what it currently does. The book starts with an explanation of what spelling is, how words work and how we've got it wrong up until now. That we're not about trying to memorize words off by heart. There's 250,000 words in the English language. It's going to be a challenge to memorize those off by heart. So it starts by explaining what spelling actually is, and then it moves on to a very an engaging description of how words actually work in English, and it's all tied up with the history of the English language. The way we spell our words is often explained by when the word came into the language, from which language it came, which invader brought it into English, or in fact which country the English conquered in order to get that word. The languages that we've taken our words from help explain the spellings of our words. So there's a great chapter on that, and then following that there's a chapter explaining the research on how learning happens around spelling. So it's a research, evidence-based chapter looking at all the latest research on how spelling is best learned. Then there's a chapter on assessing spelling and planning and programming for spelling across a year. But I think what teachers will really love, and parents, is the appendices that I've put in the book, and they're in there by popular demand. So there's an appendix that describes the scope and sequence of spelling from kindergarten all the way through to high school, and there's nowhere else that you'll find a scope and sequence detailing what you need to teach spelling in each year. And then there's a couple of chapters, a couple of appendices that explain how words work, with great stories about spelling, great stories about words. I don't want to give away all of the stories in the book, but it'll answer things like, why do we have that silent H in where, what, when and why? There's a great explanation for that. And why is it we spell yacht that way? Why does it have that ACH in it? So all sorts of things in the book that you'll find out that you'll be surprised, you'll know that your kids will enjoy hearing about, but even better, they'll explain why the word is spelled that way. No, the book is for teachers, yes, but also for homeschoolers, for all of those parents who teach their children at home. Also for parents who just like to help their child at home with their spelling. In fact, it's even good if you're an adult and you'd like to improve your own spelling. It'd be a great place to start.